Scorpio, something truly life-changing is set in motion, and it will happen this Saturday. Your future is not a distant concept anymore, it's arriving. And not quietly. It will be shocking. Not because it brings fear, but because it brings truth so undeniable that you won't be able to unsee it. If you've landed on this video today, it's not a coincidence. It's divine timing. A celestial summons. A call from something much greater than chance, from the cosmos, from the spirit, from the quiet prayers you've whispered when no one else was listening. There are days when everything seems normal on the surface, and yet beneath it, your soul knows something enormous is stirring. November 8th is one of those rare days. A sacred portal is opening, and if you're here, dear Scorpio, then this message has been divinely assigned to you. Your life is about to pivot, and you are being invited, not pushed, into a new era of clarity, emotional truth, and spiritual liberation. Today, I'm not just reading cards or repeating horoscopes. I'm holding space for something deeper. We are diving into your soul's alignment with the stars, the energy of Archangel Michael, and the voice of God whispering into the quiet of your inner world. This isn't just a forecast. This is a mirror. A moment to pause and remember what your spirit already knows, that you are not here to remain stuck in the same loop. That the longing in your heart is not weakness, it is divine guidance in disguise. Under the transit of the moon in Pisces, amplified by Neptune and the North Node, a window opens where the illusions can finally dissolve. You are being offered a choice: to keep holding on to what has already expired, or to step into the version of yourself you've always felt was waiting behind the curtain. The energies of this Saturday are aligned with your personal breakthrough, not through chaos, but through sacred clarity. Through release. Through truth. And truth, Scorpio, is what you've always craved, even when it hurts. But this time, it doesn't hurt. This time, it heals. Because now, the justice that felt so far away is making its way back to you. The silence you've held for others, the loyalty you've offered without receiving, the prayers you sent up during sleepless nights, they were all received. They have become light. And that light is now returning to you in the form of divine movement. Take a breath. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the pulse of your own knowing. Ask yourself quietly, am I ready to step into the life I've secretly been asking for? If the answer is yes, even if your voice shakes, then this video is the confirmation you've been waiting for. Please take a moment to comment below and simply write, "I'm ready to receive what's mine." Your words hold power. Declaring it helps activate the frequency you're stepping into. And before we move forward, let me pause to say something from the depth of my heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for every view, every comment, every share, and every subscription. Your presence makes this channel more than a message, it makes it a movement. It allows us to bring light into places that need it most. And trust me when I say this, Scorpio, you will want to stay with me until the very last moment today. Because what the universe is revealing is nothing short of breathtaking. Now, tell me what happened in your soul that pulled you toward this reading today. Because I believe that whatever brought you here was already written in the stars. Let's begin. Scorpio, as we move deeper into this sacred transmission, I invite you to take a breath, a real, full-bodied breath, because what we're about to explore isn't just an astrological alignment. It is a divine convergence of timing, emotion, and energetic readiness. November 8th is not just a date on a calendar. It is a vibrational doorway, a rare moment when the stars, your soul, and the unseen rhythms of the universe all whisper the same thing. You are ready for a different kind of truth. With the moon transiting through Pisces, your internal waters are being stirred with more intensity than usual. Pisces is not just a sign of dreams, it is the keeper of the spiritual undertow, where what's unconscious begins to rise gently to the surface, like a long-lost memory you forgot you needed. This transit softens your edges just enough to help you see with compassion what you've been avoiding. The moon in Pisces does not rush. It floats, it forgives, and it reveals. Now layer that with Neptune, ruler of Pisces, also in play and not just in the sky, but in exact conversation with the North Node of destiny. Neptune is the planet of illusion, dreams, faith, and longing. And the North Node? That's your future calling out from beyond the known path. When these two connect under a moon like this, it's as if a veil is gently being pulled back from your life, the veil that has kept you caught in cycles that are beautiful, familiar, but no longer aligned with where you are going. This is why so many of you may feel overwhelmed right now, not necessarily in crisis, but in a quiet ache, a confusion that says, something is shifting. I just can't name it yet. This is the medicine of divine timing. The alignment is asking you to pause, reflect, and consider what you've been carrying and whether it's still meant to be part of your becoming. Scorpio, no sign knows transformation more intimately than you. But here's the difference. This time, the change doesn't come through force or pain. It comes through surrender. Through honesty. Through choosing not to hide from your own soul any longer. Imagine this moment like a still pond at dawn. The water is glass. But beneath it, currents are changing. You don't have to stir the surface. You just have to trust that the shift is already underway. And while astrology shows us this timing with mathematical precision, the deeper truth is that your soul has been waiting for this permission to let go, to move forward, to say yes to the future you've outgrown waiting for. There's a line in the book of Isaiah that comes to mind in this space. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, do you not perceive it? That verse isn't just spiritual poetry. It is energy in motion. You may not see the full picture yet, but the new thing is already beginning. And if you've been feeling pulled to clean your space, release a relationship, reconsider your job, change a belief, this is not random. This is resonance. Scorpio, I know you're brave. But sometimes bravery doesn't look like charging ahead. Sometimes it's sitting still, touching your heart, and saying, I'm done pretending that I'm not ready. This moment, this portal, is your chance to stop replaying the loops that made you smaller just because they were once safe. You don't have to burn bridges. You only have to cross new ones. If something inside you has already started whispering about what needs to change, even if you haven't yet put it into words, now is the time to honor it. Share one word in the comments, something you're ready to release. It might be fear, guilt, exhaustion, a name, a memory. One word is all it takes to begin untying what has bound you. This is your first act of liberation, not dramatic, but sacred. And I'll meet you there. Scorpio, you've already felt the stirrings, the shift beneath the surface, the inner knowing that something long overdue is finally arriving. That subtle pressure inside your chest. It isn't fear. It's recognition. And this moment, the one you're living right now, holds 3 powerful messages from the highest energetic realms, messages that have been orbiting your path, waiting for you to pause and receive. These aren't predictions. They're mirrors. Invitations. Alignments between what your soul has quietly asked for and what the universe is now finally delivering. The first message emerges through the energy of justice. Not the kind that the world hands out conditional, delayed, or filtered through ego, but the kind that is written into the rhythm of life itself. Universal justice arrives not when you demand it, but when you've already lived it. And Scorpio, you have. You've loved when no one was watching. You've stayed loyal when it hurt. You've given more than was reasonable and carried burdens that didn't belong to you, all while remaining quiet, composed, patient. This justice is not a reward, it's a return. And it's coming now because you've reached the vibration that calls it in. Justice is also a balancing of energy. Where you were once overlooked, now you will be seen. Where you were once dismissed, you will be respected. This energy doesn't demand payback, it simply restores order. If you've been wondering whether the silence you've held, the sacrifices you've made, or the boundaries you've finally begun to set have been acknowledged by anything beyond yourself, the answer is yes. You are seen. Not just by those around you, but by the very frequency that governs spiritual law. That's why this message needed to find you now, because you're standing on the edge of divine restoration. The second message comes riding in with momentum, the chariot. But not the version of the chariot that flees or escapes. No. This is the chariot that you command. You're no longer being dragged by circumstances or stuck in survival mode. You are being asked to choose a direction, knowing fully that you are allowed to choose what honors your energy this time. A door is reappearing, perhaps in the form of someone from your past, a work opportunity you once let go of, or a dream that was buried beneath duty. But you've changed, Scorpio. And now you get to decide whether to walk through that door with power, or keep walking towards something even greater. No more clinging. No more waiting for proof. This time, you move because your soul says yes, not because someone else begs you to stay. And then there is the third message, one woven through numbers, colors, and subtle cosmic language. Numerologically, November 8th carries the energy of the number 10, completion, closure, and destiny turning the wheel. You are not stuck. Life is not still. This is your signal that the wheel has already begun to turn, but you must align your internal frequency with the shift to truly benefit from it. Wear royal blue if you feel called. It is the color that carries protective power and deep clarity. Light a candle with the same hue. Let that light become the visual prayer that reminds you, clarity doesn't come when we force, it comes when we create space. Say this aloud with your hand over your chest: I cut what drains me. I reclaim divine balance. I move forward in peace. This isn't just a mantra. It's a vow. A vow that you will no longer bargain your energy in places where your light is dimmed. And if you've been waiting for a sign to confirm that, this is it. Let yourself breathe into that shift. Then take one gentle action to anchor it: a journal entry, a voice memo to yourself, or simply leave a comment below. I'm open to receive my alignment. Let those words be the bridge between the knowing in your soul and the timeline you are now ready to walk. Because everything is already in motion and the next move belongs to you. Scorpio, you've always had a quiet way of carrying what others couldn't. You love deeply, often silently, and give even when it's not returned. And because of this, you often walk a path that feels invisible to others, not because you're lost, but because few understand the emotional depth you carry inside. This is the part of your journey most people don't see. The part where you hold space for others while your own heart quietly breaks. The part where your loyalty becomes a weight. The part where your silence becomes the only way to keep your world intact. But right now, in this exact season of your soul, something is shifting. You're not being asked to be stronger. You're being asked to be softer with yourself. The healing you need doesn't require another sacrifice. It requires presence. And perhaps that's the most revolutionary act for someone like you, to finally prioritize your own peace. To finally ask, not, what does the world need from me, but, what does my heart need right now? Sometimes, the most sacred healing begins with something simple. A quiet moment with your breath. A walk where you let the trees speak instead of your thoughts. A warm meal eaten slowly, with gratitude, not urgency. Healing doesn't always look like breakthroughs or awakenings. Sometimes, it's the decision to rest without guilt. To say no without explanation. To feel your feelings without needing to justify them. And that's what this chapter is asking of you, not more effort, but more gentleness. When we talk about spiritual healing, we often look up toward the cosmos, toward scripture, toward heaven. But what if your healing was closer than that? What if it lived in your ribcage, behind your eyes, beneath your breath? What if all it asked for was your attention, your presence, your permission to begin? In astrology, Scorpio rules transformation, rebirth, and the underworld of the psyche. But those are not just dramatic words. They are real experiences, like the moment you choose yourself for the first time. The moment you stop performing strength and start honoring softness. The moment you let go of needing to be understood and begin the work of understanding yourself. One practice I gently encourage you to begin this week is 7 minutes of stillness each morning. Not as a performance. Not as a task. But as a sacred pause, a quiet, daily act of returning to yourself. No music. No goals. Just your breath. You may find that, in that silence, the answers you've been searching for begin to rise, unforced. You may begin to feel your own energy coming back home. If mornings are hard, let one meal each day become your temple. Eat in silence. Close your eyes between bites. Thank your body for still carrying you through, even when you felt heavy. These small rituals become anchors, gentle reminders that healing isn't something we chase. It's something we allow. And it often comes when we stop running. You're not alone, even if it has felt that way. And no, you're not broken. You're healing. And healing takes time, space, and grace. You're allowed to be both strong and tender, determined and uncertain, in progress and still worthy of love. That's not a contradiction, it's the truth of being human. Let yourself be a living paradox. Let yourself be whole. If today's message speaks to something quiet inside of you, if it touches a place you've been trying to hide or fix, don't rush past it. Write it down. Let it stay. Let yourself feel it, just for a moment longer. And if you feel safe enough, share one small sentence in the comments below. Not for attention, but as an act of release. Because sometimes, the act of naming your truth is the first step toward healing it. And you, Scorpio, are ready. Scorpio, your emotional depth is one of your greatest gifts, but it can also become a silent weight if not honored with intention. After exploring the energies shaping your inner and spiritual world, this is the moment where we begin the integration. Because awareness without aligned action becomes another form of longing. You are being asked now, not to push harder or do more, but to recalibrate to bring your physical, financial, relational, and mental habits into harmony with the internal healing you've already begun. This is where transformation becomes tangible. And as with all true growth, the most profound changes often begin with the most practical steps. Let's start with the body. As a water sign ruled by Mars and Pluto, you naturally absorb emotional frequencies, not only your own but also the unspoken feelings of others. These energies often settle in your stomach, your throat, your shoulders, places that carry both expression and suppression. It's no surprise that many Scorpios report tension in the neck, tightness in the chest, or digestive sensitivity when emotions run high. To support your body's natural healing, I encourage you to begin with the breath. The 4-7-8 technique, inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 7, exhaling for 8, is one of the most grounding ways to reset your nervous system. It signals safety to the brain, softens the fight or flight response, and creates room for clarity. Pair this with just 10 minutes of gentle morning movement. You don't need to do a full workout. Flowing through a few cat-cow stretches, a light spinal twist, or simply standing with your arms reaching skyward can remind your body that it's safe to open, safe to let go. And don't underestimate the quiet power of herbal support: chamomile to soften restlessness, lavender to soothe overstimulation, ginger to reawaken your inner fire without overwhelm. These small rituals, done consistently, are not indulgences. They are maintenance for your spirit in human form. Financially, this Saturday is not a day for impulsive moves. Energetically, it's a day of observation, recalibration, and preparation, not reaction. If you've been waiting for a signal about when to shift something in your financial life, consider using this time to reflect, not act. Review the last 3 months without judgment. Where did your money flow freely? Where did it feel blocked? Where did you feel aligned, and where did you feel resentment, scarcity, or pressure? Write it down. This isn't about perfection. It's about pattern. And when you see the pattern clearly, your next move becomes empowered rather than reactive. In terms of your career or creative path, clarity often arises not from dramatic change but from quiet honesty. Ask yourself, what beliefs about success, stability, or self-worth are still shaping the way I show up? Are you choosing what aligns or what appeases? Are you performing in spaces that once felt purposeful but now feel like performance? A beautiful exercise for this moment is to write down 3 things you no longer want to repeat in your professional life. They might be ways you overextend, environments that dim your voice, or even tasks that drain your creativity. Declaring them is the first step to releasing them. And finally, love, the most potent, complex, and transformative realm of all. If someone from your past appears again, emotionally or literally, remember this: you are no longer the version of yourself who once accepted breadcrumbs in the name of loyalty. You've grown. You've healed. And now, any return must meet you where you are, not where you were. Give only from overflow, not from depletion. Love is a gift, not a transaction. And your heart is no longer available for negotiation. Let this be your reminder that healing is not about becoming someone new, it's about finally living as the person you already are, but without the layers of survival, compromise, and fear. Let each breath, each choice, each cup of tea be a sacred act of coming home to yourself. Because the future you've sensed is not waiting somewhere far away. It's being built by the quiet, holy decisions you make today. Scorpio, now that you've realigned your energy through practical healing and grounded self-care, there comes a sacred moment when stillness turns into surrender. This is not the surrender of giving up, but the surrender of handing your burdens over to something higher than your fear. That's where this ritual becomes more than symbolic. It becomes a soul-level decision. The act of writing down what you wish to release and what you're ready to receive may seem small, but it echoes through dimensions. What you declare in presence, especially during a powerful astrological gateway like November 8, sets energetic contracts in motion. You are no longer just hoping. You are co-creating. When you fold that piece of paper and place it beneath a royal blue candle, you are not merely participating in a spiritual exercise. You are anchoring a commitment in the physical realm. The blue flame, representing clarity, divine protection, and the frequency of Archangel Michael, becomes a witness to your courage. Repeating the affirmation aloud 3 times is not for theatrics, it is for embodiment. The vibration of your voice is one of the most potent tools of manifestation. You speak it, you claim it, and the universe begins to respond to your certainty, not your confusion. I welcome the new and let divine justice take care of the rest. This affirmation is both soft and fierce. It does not demand, it allows. It does not control, it trusts. Because at this point in your journey, Scorpio, you no longer need to prove your worth. You've been refined in silence, humbled through patience, and tested enough to know that true alignment isn't rushed. It is revealed in moments like this when you finally decide that being whole is more important than being right, and peace becomes your non-negotiable. For those who have been feeling stuck, uncertain, or emotionally heavy, this ritual is a gentle yet powerful invitation to reset the energy grid around your life. Think of it as a spiritual signature marking the end of an outdated story and welcoming a new contract of faith, power, and ease. This isn't about controlling the outcome. It's about affirming that you are no longer the same person who tolerated what you once did. You are not bound to repeat cycles you have already outgrown. And the act of claiming that aloud becomes the gate through which new timelines unfold. If you're wondering whether something will shift for you on Saturday, it already has. It started the moment you decided to believe something better is not only possible but waiting for your readiness. The candle, the words, the paper, these are not just tools. They are mirrors of the transformation already occurring inside you. Use them with intention. Use them with love. And now, I invite you to take one more step, not just in ritual, but in community. Write it in the comments, I am ready for the fated shift. Let it be seen. Let it be witnessed. Let it echo. Because when we declare our readiness aloud and allow others to hold space with us, something magnificent happens. We remember we're not walking alone. Your soul knows the timing. Your heart knows the truth. And your voice, your sacred, powerful voice, is the bridge between your healing and your becoming. So light the candle. Speak the words. Fold the paper. Comment your readiness. And then breathe, because destiny is already on its way to meet you, right on time. Scorpio, as this journey together draws to a close, I want you to pause just for a breath and take in everything that's been revealed today. All of it, from the cosmic alignments to the sacred rituals, has not been about changing the world around you, but about remembering the power within you. You are not a passive observer of fate, you are the co-author of your story. No matter what you've walked through, no matter how long you've been carrying burdens that were never yours to hold, today marks a moment when you choose again. You choose healing. You choose alignment. You choose light. And yes, that choice may feel quiet at first. It may begin in whispers, writing down a truth, lighting a candle, breathing into the unknown. But every small step towards self-respect, clarity, and courage creates a ripple through the energetic field of your life. You are declaring not only to the universe but to yourself, I am no longer available for cycles that shrink me. I am not waiting to be rescued. I am rising because it is time. That's the shift. That's the miracle. That's the moment when the script changes, not because the stars wrote it, but because you finally picked up the pen. Let this be the weekend you stop running from the version of yourself who's always known. Let this be the Saturday you whisper, I am ready, and really mean it, not from a place of striving, but from a place of peace. You've done the inner work. You've answered the call. And even if you still feel unsure, uncertain, or halfway there, that's okay. Readiness isn't perfection. It's presence. It's saying, I may not know all the steps, but I trust the light to show me the next one. Now, take a moment and reflect. What was the most powerful truth that spoke to your heart today? What resonated in your bones like a memory you didn't realize you'd forgotten? And what, if anything, do you feel called to release, to reclaim, or to begin? Your comment might be the very affirmation someone else needed to see. So I encourage you, share one word, one sentence, or even a quiet, I'm ready below. Let your voice be part of the collective awakening. If you felt seen, uplifted, or gently guided in this space, please like this video. It helps us know that these messages are serving their purpose. And if you're on a path of faith, healing, and divine timing, subscribe to Miracle of the Sign, where every video is a seed of light planted in the soil of your soul. Together, we're not just decoding signs, we're becoming the sign for others. And if there's someone in your life who's struggling silently, please share this video with them. It might be the moment of grace they didn't know they were praying for. You are not alone. You were never alone. And you were never meant to settle for a life that dims your light. You were created to shine with truth, with tenderness, and with authority. So as you step into this new chapter, may you carry the quiet confidence of someone who knows the darkness was never the end. It was the setup for your rising. Scorpio, you are not just a viewer, you are the vessel. You are the voice. You are the light.